Dear students, in this unit we will talk about the role of speciation and extinction in the rise and fall of different group of organisms. Now, rise and fall of major groups of organisms is related to speciation and extinction rates of its member species. Fates of organisms have been influenced by large-scale processes such as plate tectonics, mass extinctions, as well as adaptive radiations. Now, when we talk about these points in detail, we know that tectonic plates are these are actually the plates on which lands are based. So, whenever there is some activity of movement of tectonic plates, it results in the different earthquakes and movement of the mountains or some other activity, so including volcanic eruption, that leads to the extinction of many different species, and it paves a path for new species to invade the new ecosystem. When we talk about the mass extinction, many other factors can also be responsible for the mass extinction. That means that a large number of population of different species they perish from some ecosystem from some part of this planet. Now, one of the major factor could be the meteorites. Meteorites are the large stone or rocks which comes from outer space, and if somehow it reaches the earth, it results in a huge explosion, and the heat is released, which is equivalent to the power of atomic bombs, and it results in the destruction of so many different species, such as dinosaurs are believed to be extinct because of the this mass extinction, which was as a result of the meteorite which landed on Earth at that time in the evolutionary history. Now, adaptive radiation. When we talk about adaptive radiation, it is actually a kind of it's a sudden or a fast way of origination of new species from the already existing parent species. Now, this evolution of new species is known as speciation. The formation of two species from a single species occur when a population becomes reproductively isolated from other population of the species, and the gene pool of the two separated species of population begin to diverge in genetic composition. As you can see here in this diagram, the finches of Galapagos Island, they had a common ancestor, and from that common ancestor, which was present in the neighboring continent, it somehow it moved to the Galapagos Islands. These are the islands of Galapagos, and the ancestral finch somehow reached these islands, and they resulted in the formation of new species, which we know as speciation. So these are all different species with marked differences in their morphology. When a population is sufficiently different from its ancestral species that there is no genetic exchange between them, we consider speciation to have occurred. This happens in two ways: allopatric speciation and sympatric speciation. Now, when we talk about these two speciation, in allopatric speciation, it is the most common method of speciation and accounts for almost all evolution of new animal species. Now, what happens in allopatric speciation is that somehow a small number of population of a large species somehow cuts off or gets separated from its large population, and it started originating separately. So a time comes ultimately when that small portion of this population gathers genetic differences, and it becomes so different from the parent one that it becomes a new species. The geographic isolation is one of the main factor of this allopatric speciation, and it could occur in several ways because Earth's surface is in a constant state of change. So, for example, there is a large lake or water body. Somehow it gets cut into two pieces. One is large and the other is small. So in that small piece of water body, maybe member of some species, they get trapped and isolated from the main one, and ultimately through the course of evolution it can gather a lot of changes which make it different from the parent species. Then we have sympatric speciation. In sympatric speciation, the changes occur within the same population. They are living at the same place, but somehow in any individual some genetic modification takes place which make it look different from the parent population, and slowly and gradually it becomes separated from the main population due to difference in the morphology and other characteristics, and a new species originates. Such change includes, when we talk about the allopatric speciation, rivers shifting their courses, glacier migrating, mountain ranges forming, land bridges forming that separate previously united aquatic population, and large lakes diminishing into several smaller geographically separated pools. These all result in forming allopatric speciation. If the original isolated population is small, then there are more chances of rapid speciation to occur. Extinction is also an important aspect of lineage. It occurs when the last individual of a species dies. The loss is permanent, for once the species is extinct, it never reappears. The dinosaurs are the major example of that. Extinctions have occurred continually since the origin of life. By one estimate, only one species is alive for every 2,000 species that have become extinct.